Leadership isn't just changing, it's evolving in ways we're only just beginning to imagine. And women, we're not playing this game anymore. We're the ones reshaping the entire field, building models, movements, and businesses that serve more than just a few. On the She Leads podcast, you'll hear real conversations with women who've broken through all kinds of barriers: revenue, identity, borders, and expectations. There's no sugarcoating here, just the truth, told by those who are living it. I'm Adrienne Garland, entrepreneur, strategist, educator, and creator of live experiences, gathering women leaders together for over a decade. And this is the She Leads podcast. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the She Leads podcast. I am so excited to introduce you to my next guest. Her name is Nathalie Botros, and she's the Bon Vivant Girl. She's known worldwide as the Happiness Activator, and she's also an author, a speaker, and a psychotherapist who now works as a mindset architect and happiness coach. She also serves as the executive editor of Ageless Living magazine, where she curates stories that celebrate unapologetic and joyful living at any age. Nathalie is the international best-selling author of The Happiness Cocktail and the creator of the Relationship Code, a program that helps people shift from survival to thriving. I love that so much. Her work has been featured on NBC TV, Ticker News, Authority Magazine, and Thrive Global. And her mission is simple: reset how you live, love, and lead so you can wake up each day with a smile. And I am so happy, and I have a big smile on my face because I cannot wait to talk to you. I have had the absolute privilege of meeting you in person, which doesn't always happen with the guests on the She Leads podcast. And gosh, I'm so inspired by you. I know that all the women that attended the She Leads Live conference were so inspired by you. Everybody said that you have the most beautiful energy, and I wanted you to know that here. So I know that that's going to come through on our conversation today. So welcome to the She Leads podcast.
Yeah, thank you. I'm so excited. We made it. We really made it.
We really made
And
it.
I love the She Leads media. The whole conference was so interesting. I learned stuff. I connected with amazing women. And what I loved, it was like that connection between everyone, that support. And it was just beautiful.
Oh, thank you
You
so
did a
much.
great job to put all these amazing women in one room.
I know. And it really is, it does take a village, right? So it's like different people introduce me to different people, and that's how things grow. And I think that's what women do so well. And it truly was a beautiful experience. The VIP evening, we just have to talk about. It
Oh, yeah.
was, oh gosh, those views of the Brooklyn Bridge. My goodness. Wow.
It
It
was
was,
just incredible. I mean, the location was like breathtaking, but the conversation was very, very inspiring as well. I mean, like
mm.
everything was great. There are no bad comments about it, but we need to have even more people, more women attending all these to see how it's great, because it's not like every other, connection, or how do you say it? It's not connection. It's, yeah,
Yeah.
connection, networking events. It's more supportive than connection,
Yeah.
than networking. It's like it has that love behind that. Everybody was like, how can I help you, and
Yeah.
not what can I get from you, which is
Mm.
very important.
Oh gosh, that makes me so happy to hear. And I also just want to say, I was going to do this later, but you contributed these beautiful cards to the gift bags. And one of the things that I read on the back of this that I didn't read in the intro is that you're also the author of another book, which I just laughed out loud at. I have to get my hands on this, and I want to say that it's called if you are what you eat, should I eat a skinny girl? I was dying when I saw that. That is so funny. And I also thought I'm going to do something a little different. I don't do this on the podcast, but because I have your cards here, I was thinking I'm going to shuffle them up And maybe I'm going to ask a question from your cards, and I'm going to ask you to sort of relate that to how you started on your journey. Okay. So shuffle, shuffle with intention. And I'm going to pick a card. Okay. I was going to just choose a different one, but I'm going to choose this one. This is beautiful. This is a beautiful blue card here. And these cards are so gorgeous. They're happiness tip. And at the end, we can put in the show notes how to get your hands on these cards. But this card is interesting. It's called Get Over a Bad Day. So, a bad day doesn't mean a bad life. It's important to recognize that bad days are temporary and they shouldn't affect your whole life. Even when you hit a rough patch, focus on the good things in your life. This will help you see the positive angle and make you feel better. So, Nathalie, what does this card mean to you and how does this reflect your journey?
Well, that's a very loaded question. First of all, I don't know if you know that, but they made some research about how the happiness come and how like the origins of our happiness. And we always believe that it comes from the external factors. I say the external factors because like for me they're like those things. But actually 50% of our happiness comes from our genetics. And only 10% of our happiness comes from those external factors, and all the rest, all those 40%, it's from intentional activities.
Hmm.
And I mean, in my family, okay, I'm the happiest one, but genetically, I don't know if I'm predisposed to be happy, but you can fight it with like choosing how to see life. And I spent my life, beginning of my life, fighting that because on paper I had it all, but there was still something missing, and like everything could like put me down. And I was like, no, I cannot let this happen. And it's why a bad day doesn't mean a bad life. So I will work on them and try to find the positive, the happy, the silver lining in everything. And it's really what it is about and what's my journey is about too.
So take us back to maybe the beginning. How did you sort of start out on this road and then now you find yourself you've always been a writer, but now you also find yourself as one of the editors for Ageless Living magazine, which is such a beautiful magazine and I would love for you to talk about that too. But how did you sort of get to the point where you are now? Take us back to the beginning.
So I'm a psychotherapist. I have a master's degree and all that, all the things that you need for that. But when I finished my studies, I was too young and nobody wanted to hire me.
Oh
So I
no.
started working in like different fields while I was in Switzerland. And I was working at a bank. I did like so many things. I have like so many different lives. But
Yeah.
my thing was always chasing happiness. So I used to live in Switzerland, Geneva, and at a bank, at Barclays Bank, getting an amazing salary, great apartment, beautiful partner. Like I had it all.
Yeah.
But something was missing in my life. And I was like, I'm not happy. So one day I decided, I went and I talked to my boss. I said, I'm leaving. He goes, where are you going? I said, no idea. I have to discover myself,
Wow.
which led me to my life in Italy, in Milan. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a year off to discover myself. But while I was there, I was like, I'm in Italy in fashion. Maybe I should do fashion. So I became a fashion designer. And I spent 3 years in Milan eating as much pasta as I want, dating all the cute boys, Italian boys. But again, like I was happy for a minute, but it was still not, there was still something missing in my life. I said,
Mm.
maybe I need a bigger move. So maybe I should cross the Atlantic. And it's where I landed in New York in 25 plus years ago. And
Yeah.
in New York, I was like, okay, this is the most exciting city. I have to be happy and fulfilled. Not happy, but really fulfilled because I couldn't know what it was. Of course, you come to the US, all these deliveries, all this plus ones and this and that. In less than a year, I gained more than 40 pounds.
Oh, no.
Now, I was really unhappy, not enjoying life, and hating myself and my body.
Mm.
And I tried, like all us women, every single diet there is on this earth, every
Yeah.
single of them. Like, I'm not exaggerating. I was like injecting myself with pregnancy hormones,
What?
HCG diet. Yes, I did everything, 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 everything. And it was like so, I was losing more joy, more money,
Yeah.
and not any weight because like all
Yeah.
the diet will start work at the beginning and then like you will you will gain back everything until one day I'm like sitting in front of my TV, trying to the latest little black dress of diet, and
Mhm.
I saw this show. I don't know who's the host, Carson. It's like
Okay.
Love Yourself Naked, and
Oh.
they take these women and they of different sizes and they help them to love themselves. They help
Mm.
them to get dressed, they help them, they give them confidence. And the last scene of the show is they do naked photo shoot and they put it up in Times Square, and
What?
people walking by make all the great comments because their aura changed.
Yeah.
And I said, maybe this is it. So
Mm.
I didn't put myself naked in Times Square, let's be honest, but
Darn.
I changed my mindset and I stood naked in front of a mirror every single morning, trying to find something that I like about my body and myself. Because obviously, when you don't love your body, you don't love yourself too. You lose your confidence, you lose everything.
Yeah.
And it's really, I mean, it was really hard at the beginning, I have to say, because like I wouldn't see anything. I was like, this is horrible. But with time, I was like, oh, wait, like, oh, the shoulder not bad, or things like that. And you're laughing, but my energy changed and my life changed. And actually, I still didn't lose any weight. That was not the point. But people will say, like, did you lose weight? You look good.
Huh.
And with time, over the years, I lost weight, I gained weight, I did, but I've never heard from anyone saying you're fat or you're skinny or you're this or you're that. It's why I wrote that book, actually, which is
Wow.
If You Are What You Eat, Should I Eat a Skinny Girl? And
Yeah.
actually, it looks like a diet book, but it's a self love book because the first rule is to love and accept yourself unapologetically,
Mm.
every single piece of your body and your soul and yourself. And
Yeah.
that's where you become really happy, because if you don't love yourself, you won't know how to love. You don't know how to live, because if you don't love yourself, you don't have any confidence. It's really the base of every single thing in life.
Mm.
And so at the beginning, when I did that book, I lost weight and then I gained back afterwards, but I lost weight. People were like, you have to give us your diet. I'm like, it's not a diet, it's a lifestyle. It's really, I mean, I prefer to eat a slice of pizza instead of eating 3 carrots and smile about it. And it
Right.
will make me feel, my happy foods that will make me feel good. So it's why I wrote that book, to help people to just enjoy life.
Mm.
And that led to the Bon Vivant Girl. And Bon
Mhm.
Vivant in French means someone who lives well, if we translate
Mm.
it literally. It's really someone who enjoys life.
Ah.
And it's who I am.
Ah. Yeah, and that really does shine through you. You can definitely tell you're somebody who is living a beautiful and joyful life in the way that you interact with people. You were on our Pitch the Media panel and you gave such beautiful advice to people on, what you need to do in order to put yourself out there in front of the media, and it's so true. It like everything starts with you, right? And
Yeah,
if you have any self-loathing at all, that permeates every single aspect of your life. And it's so funny as you're talking. I always trying to make all the connections, and while maybe initially it was about, love my body, it's almost bigger than that. It's love
it is.
myself.
Yes, it's your love, your body self. And it's why actually it was at the beginning, it was really like loving your body. But I grew, and my my message grew too. It's why I have my book, The Happiness Cocktail, where I give 5 ingredients. And the first one is self love. It's love, but actually self love. And
Mm,
in my coaching program, the relationship code, it's resetting the 3 main relationships with your life. And the first one is again, love. I mean,
mm.
I filmed the documentary and my pillar is relationships, the relationship with yourself, because it's really the base of everything and it links to everything. Even with Ageless Living magazine, it's like living unapologetically at any age, but loving yourself. And
Yeah.
you can love yourself while doing things to get better, look better, but like you have to love yourself. You should do all this for yourself, not
Mm.
for the others.
Mm. Yeah, I it's that's a very challenging concept, even though it shouldn't be. It is a very challenging concept, I think, especially for women when we've sort of been conditioned our whole lives to be doing things for other people. It almost disconnects us from ourselves. And then that's where, comparing our lives, our jobs, our businesses, ourselves, our bodies, our hair, blah, 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 to everybody else. We separate from ourselves. So it's almost like, I think so much about the way that you just kind of took a look at yourself. Yes, okay, naked, but almost that's not the point. The point is really taking a look at yourself and recognizing that maybe you're not perfect, whatever perfect is, but there's everything. There's everything to love about you, outside and inside. And I think more maybe humans need to do this because this world today is so divided and there's not a lot of outward love that people are showing for one another, and it's probably because there's not a lot of love that they're showing to themselves.
Exactly. And also, like we have this misconcept, if I lose weight, I'll be happy. If I do this, I'll be happy. And that's ridiculous because I have like some model clients who complain about their body because they think that they're too skinny or that they have something missing. It's like so and then like if we follow this logic, every skinny person is happy? No.
No.
It's like it's or like every person who has we see like even those celebrities, those people who have everything that I'm going to say common, but like other people dream of, they're
Yeah.
unhappy. It
Yeah.
doesn't mean like what you have it, or what you get, it's not what's going to bring you to happiness. What's going to
Yeah.
bring you to happiness, it's to love yourself the way you are. And you were talking about perfection. Perfect doesn't exist, but we are
No.
all perfect in our own way. And that makes us unique. And that's
Mm.
what we should celebrate instead of comparing ourselves to others.
Mm.
And maybe my success in some fields are better than some other people, or maybe my success in some things I can work on. But instead of like putting myself down, I'll say, okay, that's a nice challenge that I can give myself, but for myself, not because I want to be them or I want to be at their level. Everybody
Mm.
has their own journey. And
Yeah.
we and us women, we have this issue. We always compare ourselves. We always try to prove something. What are you proving? You're amazing.
Yeah. I know. I mean, I definitely suffer from trying to, prove something. And, you know, along the way, as you get older and everything, you start to question, like, wait a minute, what am I doing? Like, who am I trying to prove this to? Because the person that I was maybe trying to prove it to was 20 years ago. They're not even thinking about me. Right.
Yeah.
So, like, what am I doing? I'm living my life for to, like, change someone's mind about me. Why do I care? And that's something that I have definitely been thinking about a lot lately, and in some ways, and I don't know if anybody else that's listening can resonate this resonates with them, but it's almost like it gives me a purpose to think like, "Oh, let me prove to you that I can do it," whatever that means, right? But without that, without the "let me prove it to you," I am kinda lost, right? So,
Why?
like,
Why you feel lost without the I have to prove it?
I
It's your
it's
drive?
I think it's like a drive. It's a my probably competitive nature, probably the way that I, was raised and conditioned and everything, knowingly or unknowingly. And it's funny because now at this stage of my life, I really don't feel like I need to prove anything to anyone, and it's exciting and it's also scary because when you push against something, it's almost like there's some leverage there that can get you moving. But if there's nothing to push against, it's sort of like, okay, how do I approach this? And that's exciting, but it's also, I don't think I know how to do it.
Well, with small steps.
Yeah.
With small steps. But the thing is, I think the issue that we all have, we always focus on the end goal instead of focusing on the small steps, getting there and celebrating every single step. Instead of saying, oh, I didn't get what I want, like I wanted, I don't know, let's say anything like, at the end of the road, I want to make 1 million by
Mhm.
the end of this year. I didn't do it. Maybe you should start celebrating. Oh, this month I had 3 new clients, or this month
Yes.
my message was spread to more people. I impacted more people. So taking step by
Mm.
step and celebrating everything and not focusing on the end goal. The end goal will happen because I believe that we can make happen anything we want.
Hey everyone. So, for years, I've been working with Dr. Kent and sending people in my network his way. He does so much impact work. What do I mean by that? Well, he helps people create books and podcasts and things like that. He even helps with this podcast behind the scenes. Dr. Kent is my thought partner. Anyone listening knows that we all need to do what we can to get our thoughts, opinions, and voices out into the world, and how important it is for women to invest in other women and for women to hire other women. I am all about that, and you all know that. But in this case, I think Dr. Kent is an exception. He's doing something really different via this new program that he's launched called the Genius Discovery Program. So he wants to work with people like me and like you who are impact driven. Dr. Kent has an intensive program that goes for a month. He also has a 3-month program where he figures out where you're headed with your brand, your business, your speaking, and your signature story as a thought leader. I've known Dr. Kent for a long time. So believe me when I say that he has a ton of experience working with people that are looking to make an impact but might not know exactly how to approach that. So if you're interested in talking to him, you can go directly to talktokent.com, or you can send me a DM on Instagram at She Leads Media, or just shoot me an email over at hello@sheleadsmedia.com. This is so important. It just keeps going back to taking a look at yourself. So, like the goal, whatever the goal is to look a certain way, but it's accepting who you are in the mirror in the moment. Same thing goes for your business or your career. While you might not be the perfect version of your business or professional self, exactly what you said. There are things that you need to look at and point out and say, but wait a minute, that shoulder's good, right? Or
Yeah,
like, I,
exactly.
yeah, I put on a beautiful conference, or, you know, these people that connected with each other are now approaching a new strategic partnership. Like, those are all still wins. They might not be exactly what, me or whoever else is listening might not be exactly what you envisioned, but yet it's still toward that, like, let's love where we are, and then if we want to improve it, okay, make a conscious choice to do that. Otherwise, it might not even be important, the things that we think are important.
Exactly. That's the other thing too. It's like maybe you think that being successful in your business, it's going to make you, the one that you want to be, but maybe not. Maybe while doing that, you're going to take time from other things that really makes you smile. And
Yeah.
that's important. And another thing too, it's about comparing. We always, always, always compare ourselves, but be aware what you see online, what you see out there.
Mm,
It's not reality.
yeah.
Maybe someone is like like you're getting someone, you want to follow someone, their footsteps, but don't believe everything you see, because like now, today, especially with social media, you can fake anything.
Yeah.
So don't think that they have it all.
Yeah.
Those people who show that everything is perfect, trust me, everything is not perfect,
No.
because perfect doesn't exist, as we said, and we're all humans, so everything cannot be perfect. But the trick is to find the balance with everything unperfect and great, and you know s- have a smooth ride and happy rides along the way.
So I on this podcast, I've sort of shifted focus a little bit over the past, I would say 3 to 6 months. And my focus has shifted toward women who are, they're entrepreneurs, they're leaders, and in their businesses, they are looking to get past the $1 million mark in their business. And it's not so much because, $1 million equates to success, but rather if they can get to $1 million in revenue, oftentimes that means that there's profit for them to actually make some type of a larger impact in however it is that they want to. Women's businesses not getting past the $1 million mark forces us into this state of survival where, yes, maybe we are paying our bills and, you know, maybe we have a little bit more control over our schedule and all of that, and that is amazing, absolutely amazing. But until women get past that $1 million mark in their business, so many things don't happen for us. We don't get access to financing. We don't get taken as seriously when it comes to our businesses. And I know that for many, that is also a little bit of a source of frustration, right? Like I'm working so hard, I'm doing so much, I'm serving so many people, I'm really making an impact, but my profit, my revenue is not showing that. And it definitely is a goal of mine, a mission of mine, if you will, to educate women on what they need to do to get past that $1 million mark so that we can really start making an impact in the way that I feel like we only know how. We're amazing, women are
Yes.
amazing.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm just asking, you talk to so many people all at different stages along their journeys, and it's not about how much money they have in their bank, that it doesn't equate to happiness. But what are some of the things that you see women especially doing that sets them up for this kind of success where they do have the mindset to grow their business past $1 million because there's something bigger there?
I think they have to choose wisely how they invest their time and money while getting there, because there are so many shiny things out there. I mean, I'm sure you have that too. Every day I receive these like proposals. We're gonna put you top this, top that, and this and that. And some women, unfortunately, and it's more women than men.
Yep.
I see with my clients, they're like, oh, it's shiny. Let me go and grab it. And I used to do that too. And then, like, there comes a point where you have to be careful how you're putting yourself out there, and your message has to be clear, and your objective has to be clear. So, you have to be out there. You have to say, this is first your target audience. Who are you talking to? Are you
Mhm.
talking to busy moms? Are you talking to entrepreneurs? Are you talking to, I don't know, pet lovers? Make as specific as you can. The audience, your target, your avatar, it's the most important. And then work toward that. You
Mm.
cannot serve everyone. And I see with my clients, and I used to be like that too. So I learned from my own experience too. I wanted to help everyone. I
Yeah.
was like, no, but I mean, I want to help these people too. Yeah, especially happiness, it's like it's so general that you want to spread the smiles to everyone. You
Mm,
cannot. You have to really focus and
mm,
see who you can serve. And one other very important thing, it's not about you, it's about what you can offer.
mm.
To get the success, you should not think, I want to. It's like, how can I help you?
Yeah.
And that people respond, and be authentic.
Mm,
Don't copy a famous person journey or business work. Create your own. Be
mm.
authentic. Authenticity, especially today, sells more than copycats.
Yeah. And it goes back to the only way for you to be authentic is to recognize that you are valuable exactly how you are.
Exactly.
Love yourself. Like even business goes back to love yourself.
I mean, you have to love, because when you love yourself, you gain this confidence, this trust in yourself. How can you be a leader if you don't know how to lead yourself in with love? It's like it
Mm,
shows you how to be, how to react, how to work, how to lead. It's really the base of everything. And it
mm,
starts with you. And you don't need a special course. You don't need those books. We all read, like, we all read all those books. Did, like, it's not all those gratitude moments. Oh, no, all this is great. It can help, but that's not going to change. The only thing that can change, it's your mindset shift that
yeah.
you are amazing.
Mm.
Fake it until you believe it.
Yes. What is it? Practice it until you like make progress with it or something like that. So,
Exactly. It's,
yeah.
like, imagine yourself that you're already there, and act as a leader, but from love, not from jealousy, from, competition. This, do whatever you want to do. And actually, in She Leads Media, I met some amazing women who were doing what they love. And
Yeah.
we can see that it wasn't just for profit, it was because it was their passion.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's the thing that women need to figure out is because we do have so much passion, we have so much to give, we're so creative, we are so willing to help other people, and it's sort of figuring out how do we also profit from that so we can continue with that good work because gosh, so many people I meet are just so
Yeah.
incredible. They're incredible.
But
Oh,
there's one thing that you said, which is
yes.
very important, is like, be careful, set boundaries, because saying yes to everything might be no's for yourself, for your self growth, and for your business. So saying yes to everything, it doesn't mean you're successful. You can get like 100 offers, 100 this and that. You should say no, or like people can ask you stuff. Us women were created to help. So we
Yes.
want to help, but there are some moments where you have to know your limits. So on those moments, saying no, it's not a bad thing. It's protecting yourself. And you should know to find that little, line when it's you have to say no.
Mm. So how can saying no be done with grace and joy because sometimes people that are on the receiving end of that have judgment against you and they're not afraid to, let you know that you have just disappointed them or let them down or they're angry at you in some way. So how might you and I would love to ask you for a couple of these tips like how might you
Yeah. I
approach
mean, give
this?
me like a specific example, for example, so it's like
Yeah.
easier to put it.
You know, I don't know if I'm the only person, but so many people and I am very guilty of wanting to help
I know.
people because I actually love it. It's almost like a puzzle or something to me when people ask me, "Can you help me think about this?" Like it it flips a switch for me, like, yeah, like, let's talk about it, almost like back in high school where it's like, "Oh
Yeah.
my god, tell me what happened," you know? So, I think that's really where it comes from. But when people ask me for my help, I wanna just dive right in and you know, I also recognize oftentimes, like, halfway through the conversation that, "Wait a minute, this is really good advice." It's from a place that I have invested so much time into myself, so much money into my education and just training on everything, and I'm sort of halfway through saying to myself, "How did I just get into this lengthy conversation where I'm giving this incredible advice and the person on the other end is taking the advice very happily for free." And
Yeah.
I would like to at that point be able to sort of pull back from that conversation, but I know that if I do that I'm going to uh, like it is almost offensive or at least I think it is.
I think it's your own insecurities that they think that. You should tell them, "Oh, that's a great question. Actually, I'm giving a class about it. Would you
Mm.
like me to send you the link?" So
Yes.
cut it. But you have to spot the trigger because that's like really, you have to catch that trigger and then say, "Oh, you know what? I'm going to do, I don't know, I'm going to do a group, a Zoom meeting with
Sure.
this and that." Well, like you can give some of the advice. And then at the end, you want to learn more? Buy my course or hire me
Mm.
as your coach. Some people are going to say no. Those people, they're like the freeloaders. But the people who really want that, they will invest. At the end of
Mm.
the day, that person asks you information because they want to sell a product, right?
Yeah.
Are they going to give you any profit from their product sales?
Yeah.
No.
No.
So they're okay to ask money from other people. Why you shouldn't ask them?
Yeah. It's so true,
And
and
yeah,
yeah.
I mean, like, you don't have to say, "No, I'm not going to help you." You say, "Oh, actually, I was thinking about creating a thing. You know what? Like, as soon as I set up, because sometimes we don't have that course or that thing
Right.
ready, I can send you the link." You
Mm,
say that.
yeah. Yeah, I do find that there's a lot of, like, outreach, like, "Can I pick your brain?" "I just need 5 minutes with you." I think a lot of people do that, not just to me, but to others, and I think as
Yeah.
women, we want to help, but then we
We have
realize
to
that,
set boundaries. Yeah.
boundaries,
No,
boundaries. Yes.
boundaries we have to set. And then, like, even when you send your Calendly link, let's say, or like your ask the questions. What is this meeting about? So
Yeah.
you can learn about everything. So you can be ready before the meeting.
Mhm.
And I was going to say, and I forgot. Yeah, when I started, I was always scared to ask for money from people.
Yes.
I think I told you that story. So
Yes.
I invented an assistant.
Yes. I love this. Can you tell that story, please?
Yeah. So I didn't know how to ask money to people because, like, I mean, European, Middle Eastern, in the US, you can ask for money straight away. But in my culture, we cannot ask for money. It's like it's not proper, it's not good. So I invented an assistant and I created an email account with my assistant and I said, my assistant will get in touch, or like my assistant will say, okay, so this service will be this amount. And it was perfect. It was
Wow.
really, really perfect. It helped me
Wow.
so much.
Yeah. And at what point did you feel, maybe you still have your assistant? At what point did you say, "Okay, like, I can now do this on my own?" Like, how many months or
When I
years was
find
that?
confidence, because
Ah,
when you don't ask money, you devaluate yourself and don't ask. And I think you have to ask the right amount. Don't do discounts left and right. No, you're valuable. Your insights are so valuable. So know your value. And this
mm,
all comes with confidence. And we
yes.
go back to self love and
Love.
confidence.
Yes.
Yeah, but the minute that you understand your value, you're not scared to ask about it. Uh, I mean, like with time, it came like I was like, okay, this is this amount. And when they say, oh, but this is very expensive or this and that, I said, well, how important is this information for you. Is it going to help you? If it's not going to help you, I totally understand. Go and follow other courses for $5 because, like today, let's be honest, we can find a lot of stuff on the net for free. But if
Yeah.
you want my expertise, my advice, my intakes, and like work with me, this is how I'm worth.
Yes. I think so many women need to hear this because I know that I'm not the only one because I have a lot of conversations with people that, we want to be bold and do exactly what you're saying and definitely struggle with it. And I also think that maybe the message and I definitely practice this. Also, if you're the one that's on the other end of that, where you're asking somebody for advice, recognize when you
Yes.
are taking too much. Because I also do feel like that happens too, that the other person who's asking is not self-aware and they're almost taking. So if you're the person that is speaking to someone else and you feel that gut feeling like, wait a minute, this is starting to get into professional advice territory, stop the conversation. You know, show some gratitude and empathy for that other person because that other person might be struggling with knowing their value in
Yep.
that moment. And they shouldn't be taken advantage of. Don't take advantage of anybody.
Exactly. And then, like, if you know that you're like asking a little too much, offer something. Say, I know that I'm picking your brain asking.
Sure.
If you can give me this information, maybe I can give you this in exchange. So
Yes.
why not? There's like, be open. Like this being shy or like not being open in the conversations, it's where it kind of creates tension. And the
Yes.
person who has been asked feels like used. And
Yes.
it's not a good feeling.
No.
So respect your demands and respect the other person to from whom you want all that information.
Mm, that is such a great message. The other question I was gonna ask you, because I do know that you work with so many people, some of the women that are, at these higher levels, they're making the $1,000,000, they're the top, of their profession. Do you see that they s or not do you see that they struggle with happiness, but maybe what are some of the things that they are still struggling with even though they have achieved, certain milestones that they set out to achieve? What are they thinking about next?
Well, the biggest issue that they have when they come to see me is they cannot find they think they find the success, but while trying to get the success, they kind of hurt their personal relationships. So
Ah,
they finding that work life harmony, not balance, because like work life balance doesn't exist in today's world. As we have access to our phones, computers, like most of people work remotely, it's like there are no limits. And those people, they're like so driven and they came up there, but to what cost? And some
mm.
of them lose the relationship with their partners, lose the relationship with their kids. I mean, for me, I see a lot that, and the good news is that you can have it all.
Yeah.
Just you have to find, like a symphony, like the right music, the right instruments when you have to do, and you have to reset all your relationships. And this is really the biggest issue they have because,
Mm.
okay, they have the money, but if you have no one to enjoy the money with, or you don't have any minute for yourself, leave a
Oh,
partner. You don't have time. If you don't have time, why you are making all this money?
yeah, what's the
Just to
point?
say, what's the point? So
Yeah.
it's like really where my Bon Vivant Girl enjoying life woman comes in. And
Yeah.
also it's like, finding like that balance at home and outside. I mean,
Mm.
with work, that's
Yeah.
harmony.
So beautiful. Can you talk a little bit about the Bon Vivant Girl and Ageless Living magazine and how those 2 things fit together?
So ageless living, it's like, I know that the name sounds okay. Is it the magazine for only people who want to look young? It has nothing to do with that. It's
No.
ageless living. It's living fully at any age. Either you're 20, 30, 40, 70, 90.
90?
And it's living boldly with anything, with joy, and really unapologetically. It's like, it's my favorite word, and I say it with my French accent, so it's like it comes out
Beautiful.
differently, but it's really that. And I am one of the editors because like I have a different angle than the other editors in the magazine. I'm someone who, as I wrote in the first one, they say write a little bit about yourself. It's, for me, every wrinkle, it's a happy moment. So I don't do Botox, I don't do all this kind of stuff, not because I'm against, because I'm scared. but but on the other side is like I wear them as like as proud, because I'm proud of them. It's like the
Yeah.
life that I lived.
Yeah.
And I have a different approach of ageless living, physically, let's say, but also for me, ageless living, it's happily living. So my view, it's different. And I love to bring women, like we interviewed you, and you're going to have an amazing article. I saw it.
Can't wait.
It's like putting people, businesses, luxury brands, featuring them and sharing this information with everyone. We have
Mm.
2.6 million subscribers to see, to read about you, to hear about you, to hear your story. I don't talk about just business. I talk about the woman behind all the time, or the man
Mm.
behind when we interview men. So that's like the part that I love. And it's how I became one of the editors. So when I came to She Leads Media, I was on the media panel, but
Yes,
I was like thinking that I could be in all of the other panels.
exactly. You definitely could have been, and you definitely will be in the future because we are certainly gonna be doing things together because our
Yes.
missions are so aligned, and I just love that so much. So, I could talk to you forever, which I think we have had such incredible conversations. I just can't wait for the next one too. But how can people get in touch with you, hire you, talk to you, get to know you better?
So they can go to my website. It's nataliebotros.com or the bonvivantgirl.com. But also on social media, on Instagram, I share every day at least one post of tip or tools to find your smile, to find the harmony in your life, to reset your relationships. And message me, say that you heard me from this podcast, and I always answer. I'm not one of those people who don't answer.
Yes, and they can get your happiness cards deck on your website as well, or
So my happiness deck cards, they're out of stock,
oh, no.
but I have a few left. So if you really want, call me. But you can get my book, The Happiness Cocktail, the ingredients to a life of happiness and peace and love and, joy, on Amazon.
Oh, I love that, and you know what? Here's what I'll do. So anybody who is listening who would like a copy of that book, message me at She Leads Media. Take a picture or a screenshot of you listening to this podcast, and I will purchase that book for you and send it to you as my holiday gift to you and for listening to this episode of the She Leads podcast. So thank you
And
so much. Thank you.
and I'll send you a happiness card that I have in stock.
I love it. Okay, so an extra bonus there. That is so good. Oh, thank you so much. That will definitely put a smile on someone's face. I know that for sure. So, thank you so much for spending time with me today. Happy holidays. And I cannot wait for our next conversation. If this conversation moved you, inspired you, or made you think differently, please take a moment to leave a 5-star rating and review. It's not just about boosting the show, it's about amplifying the voices of women entrepreneurs who are leading with vision, building with purpose, and shaping what's next. We need more of these conversations in the world right now, don't you think? And if someone came to mind while you were listening, someone who matters to you, send this episode to them. If there's something on your mind about leadership, legacy, or what's next, I want to hear it. Head to sheleadsmedia.com/voice and leave a voice memo or note. Your insight might just help shape a future episode. Make sure to follow the show and come back next week for more conversations you won't hear anywhere else. Thank you so much for listening. This is the She Leads Podcast Network.